Do you ever feel overwhelmed by the ever-changing world of technology? Tech It Out can help make some sense of it all. Breaking down geek speak into street speak, technology columnist, author, and TV personality Mark Saltzman covers consumer technology each week for every listener. Mark tackles the latest news, reviews, and how-tos to help you understand what's hot, what's not, and why.
Hey everyone, welcome to Tech It Out. This is episode 167. Hope you're having a great weekend so far. Hit me up on social media to say hi if you're around. I'm on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube. I'm at Mark with a C and Saltzman with a Z. Come say hi on social and tell me what you'd like to hear on an upcoming show. We do have a lot planned for you this hour. We're going to start off with a chat about Slickdeals and how this website, app, and browser extension can find the best deals for you. I'm going to share my thoughts on the new iPhone 12 family unveiled by Apple on Tuesday. I'll discuss the good, the bad, and the ugly. We're going to talk about some cool tech for the fall, including a new Samsung tablet that won't break the bank. IBM will drop by to chat about its Call for Code competition, and Jumpstart will join us, the kids brand that has partnered with Amazon to print worksheets and coloring pages with your voice through an Amazon smart speaker. All of this and more on an all-new Tech It Out, powered by ASUS, for those in search of incredible. I'll tell you more about them shortly, but let's kick off this show. Especially given the year we've had so far, why would you possibly pay more for things than you need to? Well, a popular website and app now has a browser extension that you need to know about. I'm referring to Slickdeals, the largest social platform for shopping, celebrating its 21st birthday as well. Joining us on the line to talk about Slickdeals and its new browser extension for Chrome, Edge, and Firefox is Regina Conway, consumer expert at Slickdeals. Welcome to the show, Regina.
Thank you for having me.
Before we talk about Slickdeals, it is the shopping season. Any tips on how we can best navigate all those options out there? It can be overwhelming for shoppers.
Absolutely. Well, more than ever this year, make a list. And I say that every year, but we are really seeing an extended season for that holiday shopping time period. You know, typically we would see that kind of creep into the beginning of November, but with Amazon Prime Day having happened in mid-October and other retailers kicking off their promotions, we expect to see those deals happening throughout the season. In fact, Walmart just recently announced that they'll be having 3 separate Black Friday events, and they'll be rolling those out online as well as in store. So it's really about being able to navigate and be aware of what's on your list so you can tap into those deals when they become available.
All right, great tip. Make a list, check it twice. And yeah, there's lots of opportunities to save this year more than ever. And thank goodness for that. Now, there's a browser extension that I hinted at in the introduction. But before we get to that, tell us a bit about slickdeals.net.
Sure. Slickdeals is the largest social platform for shopping, and we really help savvy shoppers score those deals on the products they love with insight from millions of real people. So we've assembled the largest community of shoppers, and we've created this platform for them to share everything that they know about finding the best deals for the best products at the best time. And what we say is at the end of the day, we really are about helping shoppers win when they're looking for those best offers and prices and products for them. So, you know, through this conversation that we've created among users, there are benefits for the everyday shopper. Even if you're not actively engaging in posting deals or commenting on those deals, you as a consumer can come to the site or the app, or you can install the browser extension, and you're able to find the best deals that you would likely never be able to find by yourself. And there's a conversation around those deals that happens where there's an ability to engage with other consumers and find out why they think this is such a great price. You know, as you mentioned, we have 21 years of experience and history with our users, so there are many who are very knowledgeable. You can get things broken down to the cost per sheet of toilet paper if you're interested in going that deeply in the site.
That's a lot of depth. But let's just say that, yeah, you're looking to buy, I don't know, a 65-inch TV, then you go to slickdeals.net or use the browser extension or the app, which we'll get into in a moment, and you can see what people are buzzing about. If somebody says, hey, I found this 65-inch TV from this brand at this retailer, then they can share that in these forums. It gets vetted and approved. So, you know, safety in numbers, people vote it up. And then it could make it even on the front page if it's a, you know, a highly rated TV and it really is a genuine, like, great deal to get. And it might be, you know, limited in time or in quantities. So you can find out all that and even set up alerts too.
That's right. And particularly as we head into that Black Friday time period where, in past years, we've seen those TV deals that are deeply discounted, but sometimes they're derivative products, so they aren't something that's sold the rest of the year. Our users are really great at finding out what those features are about that TV and what makes it that really great price.
So would you say, Regina, your secret sauce is your members, your community?
Absolutely. So many of us can relate to that experience of having found that great deal that you just want to tell all of your friends and family about. And our secret sauce is that we provide that platform where you can do just that, but it's like having 12 million of your friends to be able to do that with. And they're really, as you said, vetting and voting up those deals. It would be nearly impossible to build a technology that could achieve the same result that our community of users is able to do.
Got it. And it is an app, right? I know a lot of us are now shopping more on our smartphones, so you can install the Slickdeals app and begin the process there, right?
We do have an app for both Android and iOS, and we've really evolved to address the needs of our community. So we were founded in 1999 as a website, but over time, we've actually seen a migration to mobile where we have more users on mobile devices now than we do on desktop. And so we really want to make sure that we're addressing those needs for consumers, where they shop, when they shop. The interesting thing about our app is really that we rival sites like Instagram and Twitter as far as the engagement level. So on average, people visit our app 14 times a week. And that's really about where they wake up in the morning and, they grab their cup of coffee and they go to Slickdeals to see what the best deals of the day are.
All right. So that's a free download for iPhone, iPad, and Android devices. But now let's talk about the browser extension. Let's just step back for a moment and remind everybody what we're talking about here and then what makes the Slickdeals one unique.
Browser extensions are specifically designed for desktop devices. And so they are small software programs that allow somebody to customize their browsing experience. Ours obviously tailors that for shopping and being able to find those best deals. And essentially that extension extends your browser to include features that you can use based on your interests. So specifically with the Slickdeals one, obviously, we're allowing you to take the power of the community on your shopping experience without having to leave the websites where you're already shopping.
We are chatting with Regina Conway, consumer expert at Slickdeals, learning about its new browser extension. And it doesn't matter if you are a Google Chrome user or if you prefer Edge or Firefox. You simply add this to your browser once, and you'll maybe walk us through in a moment how to get going. And then are there benefits to having the browser extension opposed to having to just like bookmarking the website, for example?
Absolutely. Now, it really depends on what your shopping preference is. Some people like to browse, as I mentioned, come to Slickdeals and just see all of the deals that are available. But if you're already in the middle of your shopping journey, you don't necessarily want to leave the site in that moment. And so the browser extension allows you to tap into those coupon codes that are available for the site where you're shopping. In addition to what's really unique about the Slickdeals value proposition, which is that you can access those best of web deals that come from what we've dubbed our front page, which are those best of best deals that surface. So let's say you are on Macy's.com and you're already planning to check out. Not only will the browser extension automatically apply any relevant coupon codes that might be available, but it will also offer other deals that might currently be trending on Slickdeals that are available at Macy's, which you can also then explore and potentially add to your cart.
That's awesome. I know a lot of shoppers can appreciate that. And it is interesting, as I mentioned, that it's not just available for Chrome. So it does work on different browsers. So you're playing the field. I think that's smart with Edge, which is also popular for Windows users because it's included with the operating system, and Firefox as well. So that was a conscious decision.
Right. We initially launched on Chrome, but it was always our intention to support shoppers on their journey wherever they shop. And on desktop devices, anywhere from 5 to 10% of our users are on an Edge browser. So we wanted to have an extension that works for them as well. And then we recently launched on Firefox. This really allows for us to help even more of our users access the deals and savings by way of their preferred platforms.
Before we wrap up, Regina, what would you say is the biggest misconception when it comes to Slickdeals?
Talked a lot about it, but I really think I want to drive home the value of our community. And I think that's something that somebody that comes to visit the site may not recognize immediately. It's really what differentiates us from any other money-saving tools that are available. So it's not about us at Slickdeals dictating what we think the best deals are. It's not about merchants coming to us and saying, I have this great offer, I want to be on your front page. It really is that collective intelligence from millions of people like you who want to save the most money on the products that they want. So it's not about the cheapest products, it's about the best products at the best price.
Okay, got it. And then how do we enable that browser extension? Is there a quick way you can explain?
There is. So you can either go to your browser store, so the Chrome store, for example, and search for Slickdeals, but more immediately you can access it by going to slickdeals.net/radio, and we have the steps there to walk you through the process.
All right, slickdeals.net/radio, and then you can enable it on your favorite web browser right from there. You can also download the Slickdeals app to your iOS or Android device. Regina Conway has been our guest. Pleasure chatting with you. I hope this does really well for you. No doubt it will, especially as we head into the all-important shopping season, which, as you hinted at, gets bigger and longer every year. So thank you so much, Regina. Great to chat with you.
Thank you for having me, and happy shopping.
And full disclaimer, I like Slickdeals so much that I've been harassing them for a year or two to be a partner of mine on this radio program, and I'm thrilled that they took me up on it. So for full disclosure, I am working with Slickdeals on a partnership to help talk about the site, the browser extension, and the app and all that, so please keep that in mind. The website again is slickdeals.net/radio. We'll be right back with more Tech It Out on the Radio America Network. Stay with us.
Listen to Tech It Out whenever you want. Find the Tech It Out podcast at iTunes or wherever you get your podcasts.
Welcome back to Tech It Out, everyone. This show is brought to you by ASUS for those in search of incredible. ASUS creates technology for today and tomorrow's smart life, including its line of award-winning laptops and desktops, monitors, smartphones, tablets, smartwatches, and much more. For those in search of incredible, visit asus.com/US/radio for more info. That's asus.com/US/radio. So I had a great time on Tuesday on several TV stations across the country. I did it from my home office because of COVID, but I was sort of beamed to morning shows across the country. It was a combination of Zoom and satellite feed. It was kind of neat. I did all these interviews across the country showcasing some cool tech for the fall, whether you're treating yourself to something new or wanted to buy a gadget for a loved one. You know, Amazon Prime Day was last week, and there's certainly going to be Black Friday sales and Cyber Monday and then leading up to the holidays. So I looked at a few suggestions, beginning with Samsung's Galaxy Tab A7. This is the newest addition to the Samsung tablet family, offering a ton of value to those who want a powerful, gorgeous tablet. It's actually a 10.4-inch ultra-wide tablet with surround sound quad Dolby Atmos speakers. So 4 speakers. So if you're streaming Netflix or YouTube or playing a game, it looks as good as it sounds on this device. It's got a premium metal body, and it's super lightweight for the Galaxy Tab A7. Comes in dark gray or gold. It's got 2 cameras, and prices start at only $299. For a premium tablet like this, that's a great price. Some other tablets can be easily twice that. So Samsung.com has more on the Samsung Galaxy Tab A7, brand new. And then I talked about a couple of storage solutions. One is a little bit more practical, less of a gift and more just, a thought that, millions of us are now working and schooling from home. So backing up your important files has never been more important. And I showed the new SanDisk Extreme Portable SSD, or solid state drive. It's a tiny little drive that's not just small, but it's fast and it's durable. It actually has IP55 water and dust resistance, and it's drop proof, but it's a tiny little drive with this carabiner loop, so you can connect it to some car keys or a backpack. So when you're bringing it on the go or using it at home, it can be used with a PC, Mac, Chromebook, and even some USB-C smartphones and tablets. But a super durable, fast hard drive. To read and write speeds off this thing, it's much faster than a hard drive that has moving parts. And because it doesn't have moving parts, it's a lot more durable. SanDisk Extreme Portable SSD, prices start at $119 for 500 gigs. And then for internal storage, especially if you're a computer gamer, I showed the WD Black NVMe SSD. It's a technology called NVMe. You may be hearing about it if you're a gamer. It's super fast flash memory or solid state memory. This model number that I showed, AN1500, snaps into an available PCIe slot inside of your tower, inside of your Windows PC, and your computer's going to immediately recognize it. Then you've got read speeds up to 6,500 megabits per second, so super fast. It has customizable RGB lighting, so if you've got a see-through tower, like many gamers do, especially those who play in tournaments and they're into esports, it'll actually have all different colors that coincide with your gameplay, which is really cool. And it's not just super fast, but lots of storage as well. 1, 2, or 4 terabytes for the WD Black NVMe SSD add-in card. Prices start at $299. Next up, something for content creators, even the little ones. I showed the VTech Kitty Zoom Creator Cam. This is a high-definition video camera kit that offers everything kids need to be the star of their own videos. You get an HD camera with a 2.4-inch LCD display so you can see yourself. It's got a little flip-up lens for selfies. There's a selfie stick included that doubles as a tabletop tripod that it screws onto, and a green screen to hang up behind you so kids can unleash their creativity. There's 20 different animated backgrounds to choose from, and you do the editing right on the camera itself. You can make it look like you're running from a dinosaur. You can make it look like you're underwater. You're in an Indiana Jones adventure. Or you can pretend you're a weather person, a meteorologist, and the kids can have a lot of fun with their siblings, superimposing themselves in these virtual environments, and then, with the parents' permission, sharing it over social media. There's no Wi-Fi with this camera. It just connects to a computer with a USB cable. And while you might not need the extra storage, there is an optional micro SD slot. Really cool stuff. $59. That's it for this camera kit with green screen for kids ages 5 and up from VTech, called Kitty Zoom Creator Cam. Finally, speaking of content creation, I gave a sneak peek at the Filmora 10 software from Wondershare coming out this week. It's an update to the popular video editor with a host of updated features, perfect for content creators and prosumers who want to make extraordinary videos. With lots of fun effects and advanced animation, there's editing features like motion tracking, keyframing, and audio ducking without breaking the bank. In fact, you can download Filmora 10 for free for Windows or Mac, and there's a watermark in the corner. But if you pay $69.99, it's an unlimited or lifetime license. A great deal. There's also annual subscriptions, but I recommend the lifetime license for $69. So if you're a content creator, you're an influencer, you're a YouTuber, you're an unboxer, you're going to want good editing software that is easy to pick up and not expensive. Filmora 10 strikes that balance. You can go to filmora.wondershare.com for more. Well, there you have it. A look at some gadgets and some software that I showed as we head into the fall season. Don't forget, on today's show, whether you're listening to this on your local radio station or in podcast form, I'm going to talk about the new iPhone 12 family and what stuck out for me from the press conference. But there's a couple of curiously missing items from the box, as you'll hear about. We're going to also chat with Jumpstart this hour, the popular kids brand, and their partnership with Amazon Echo smart speakers, where you can use your voice to print worksheets and coloring pages and such for the kids. We're also going to talk with IBM about its Call for Code competition. It's the 3rd annual event, so we're going to hear all about that. And if you have any questions for me about the guests or about the topics, or if you have an idea for an upcoming segment, you can always hit me up on email. I'm at tech@marksaltzman.com. That's TECH@MARCSALTZMAN.com. Or you can find me on social media. We'll be right back with more Tech It Out. Stay with us.
Want to follow Mark? Google him. Mark with a C and Saltzman with a Z. Breaking down geek speak into street speak. This is Tech It Out. Tech It Out with technology columnist, author, and TV personality Mark Saltzman.
Welcome back to Tech It Out. What happens when a massive edutainment company partners with one of the biggest smart speaker companies in the world? Well, we're now going to learn when we chat with Jumpstart Games, with activities accessible on Amazon Echo devices. Joining us on the line to fill us in is Shannon Gale. She's the Jumpstart Academy brand manager. Welcome, Shannon. How are you doing this fall?
Great. How are you?
I'm well. Thanks for your time. Hey, before we talk about this new partnership with Amazon, tell us a bit about Jumpstart Games.
Oh, sure. I'd love to talk to you about Jumpstart Games. As you may or may not know, we have a long history of educating children while at the same time entertaining them. We originally started out creating box CD products. So you can imagine you had like a super long life cycle, make sure everything got right because they got shipped out to stores. And then over time, we eventually evolved to online gaming. You can just go to a browser and play within your browser. And then finally, as you know today, we made the jump over to downloadable apps. And at Jumpstart Games, we have a passion for entertaining. We love what we do. And I think right now it's our mission to continue to create those fun, entertaining, enriching games for families. So we don't just make educational games now. We do make those enriching games, and because we know how important it is to families, especially during what we're going through right now. And it's important to be flexible with the entertainment they choose in their house. So that's why we're really aiming to keep our games child-led and parent-endorsed, but at a level where everyone can be involved. So whether it's training a dragon with School of Dragons, or it's sitting, with your preschooler with Jumpstart Academy Preschool and learning your alphabet, we have something for everybody at Jumpstart Games. So we're really excited to continue to grow.
Okay, awesome, which we're going to now get to. And just as a side note, I have 3 kids, 2 of whom are 18-year-old twins, and I have a 16-year-old as well. And we had a couple of those Jumpstart CD-ROMs back in the day. I actually still remember one of the songs. But so, yeah, you guys have been around for a while, and it was always really good content. And funny enough, it did not drive parents crazy, which is pretty hard to do with some of these other... I called it edutainment earlier. I know that's kind of a passé term, but a company that fuses education with entertainment. So I think Jumpstart has done a great job over the years. But now let's talk about Jumpstart Academy and your partnership with Amazon.
Sure. And, Jumpstart Academy is a branch of Jumpstart Games and that focus primarily on creating the educational experiences just for children between 3 and 10 years old. And it's important for us to continue to evolve and stay on top of the educational technology game. As you know, there's so much to choose out there for parents and children to use, but really we focus on ages 3 to 10 years old so we can target, all of our content is created for Jumpstart Academy by teachers that are either currently teaching in the classroom or were once teachers in the classroom. So we know that parents can trust us, that they know they can pick up anything branded Jumpstart Academy, and they know it's going to not only educate, but it's also going to entertain. So it allows parents to feel at ease that they know that they're giving their child something to play that's going to keep them entertained and educate them at the same time.
Okay, got it. And then now with Amazon, specifically, as I hinted at in my introduction, this is tied to their Echo family of smart speakers, right?
Yep. That's right.
So talk to us about this new partnership.
Yeah. So when we first spoke to Amazon, the Amazon Alexa team, I think one of our goals was we were looking for ways to provide easy ways for parents and children to engage with learning tools that they were already familiar with. So we know that there's so many families have these smart assistants. So like you said, Amazon Echoes in their household already. And they're looking for, everyone was at home at this time. So, they're looking for resources online like worksheets, coloring pages, and lesson plans. So we knew that we would be able to combine our worksheets, lesson plans, and activities that we've already had for a long time because parents are already using them from our website. We were talking to Amazon and we thought, why not combine, allow them to have the ability to take all the worksheets that we have at Jumpstart Academy already and simply allow them to be accessible with just using their voice by asking Alexa to print a variety of worksheets to help them get through their day. So we know parents are busy. We knew kids wanted to learn or they were learning still. So I think it was a great way to help parents get through the day while their children are busy learning.
All right. So can you give us an example of what a child or parent would say in order to print these Jumpstart Academy worksheets and coloring pages and activities and such?
Sure. We wanted to make it as simple as possible. So you had something in your mind, you would just say, Alexa, print a preschool worksheet about the letter A, or even Alexa, print a second grade math worksheet. How about Alexa, print a worksheet about grammar for third graders? And so what she would do is if, something along that line did exist from Jumpstart Academy, she would be able to say, sure, I have these 3 worksheets, and she would name them off. And then you would just simply repeat back which one you wanted to print. And if you had a compatible printer, it prints away and you're able to work.
Okay, awesome. So the idea is that you specify the subject, like math or reading or whatever, and then you specify the age or grade level, and it will somehow in the database match up what you're saying with what the Jumpstart Academy skill, I guess it's called, a third-party add-on for Amazon. As long as it matches some sort of, like if it's aligned with any of those kinds of words, it will ask you perhaps to verify, or if you have a choice, to select something, and then your wireless printer just spits it out.
Correct. That's
Okay.
right.
So as long as the wireless printer is on the same Wi-Fi network as the smart speaker, I'm assuming you're good to go. But it doesn't need to be a specific brand of printer. As long as it's wirelessly enabled is what you would need.
Right.
Okay, cool. And how many different kinds of activities would you estimate there is right now?
Yeah, so our worksheets, they cover subjects for our children 3 to 12 years old, essentially preschool through 6th grade. And we have over 50 topics to choose from. And within those 50 topics, there's over 1,000 worksheets to meet, every child, wherever their learning needs are, we're able to meet them. And, we're always working to add quality content to our portfolio. So eventually we'll plan to add more. But at the moment, we sit around 1,000. I feel like there's something for everybody.
Yeah, and so it's a mix, you said, between coloring pages as well as actual activities. And like things and actual like math activities and reading exercises. So it's not just color in the lines kind of thing.
Correct. Yeah. So we do have options. Like we have a ton of coloring pages, and we have a ton of, for lack of a better term, we'll call them worksheets because they are doing work. But so they're able to print it out, start their work. It might be, matching. It could be fill in the blank. It could be sequencing, anything like that. So there's lots to choose from.
Some of the parents might like the coloring pages as well, as that's trending now for adults as a relaxing sort of exercise. Yeah, right? You never know. We're chatting with Shannon Gale. She is the Jumpstart Academy brand manager. We're learning about this new partnership between Jumpstart Games, the company, and Amazon Echo devices. Specifically, kids can now use their voice to ask to print activity pages and worksheets and coloring pages and so on, as long as you have an Amazon Echo speaker, beginning with the Echo Dot, which is as low as $30 at certain times of the year and goes up from there. So we're going to spend a couple more minutes when we return with Shannon Gale from Jumpstart. Stay with us.
Breaking down geek speak into street speak. Check it out. Hosted by Mark Saltzman.
You're listening to Tech It Out. We've got just a couple minutes left with Shannon Gale from Jumpstart. We're learning about their partnership with Amazon Echo smart speakers, where you can use your voice to print worksheets and coloring pages for the kids. Now, I do recognize this is a partnership with Amazon, but is it exclusive? That is, if some of our listeners have a Apple Siri speaker or a Google Assistant powered speaker, could they use those?
Yeah, so our partnership with Amazon is non-exclusive, which is great because we're always talking to and looking for partners to help support our mission. So if somewhere down the road we talk to Google or some of the other smart home assistants, we'd be happy to expand our portfolio there.
Mm-hmm. And you did suggest that you're at about 1,000 different activity pages or worksheets today, but you're looking to grow. Do you have like a system by which you add like another 10 pages per week or anything like that?
Right. At the moment, we're working in batches. Some of our more popular brands that we have, such as Math Blaster and School of Dragons, we do have some activities and worksheets that we are working on. So we're hoping to get this, if this is a hit, we're hoping to get those out to our customers soon.
Speaking of Math Blaster, I've written several back-to-school articles over the past decade or so, and one of the apps I often recommend for math students is the Math Blaster because it's fun and it does teach you things like addition, subtraction, and more, but just a really fun way of using your tablet or your smartphone to learn. So glad to see that you're still continuing on. I know that's not what we're chatting with you about today, but you still have all the other software like the online, the web stuff, as well as the apps, correct? This isn't replacing the other content.
No, not at all.
Okay, it's just augmenting it. Okay. Before we wrap up, Shannon, how do you get going? Do you need to manually add this Jumpstart Academy skill to your Amazon Echo device, or can you just start using it right away?
You can start using it right away with just your voice asking Alexa to activate Jumpstart Academy skill, or you can actually search it in the Amazon store and you can activate it that way.
Finally, where could we learn more?
Yeah, so our website, you can go to our website at jumpstart.com.
Okay, great. Shannon, thank you so much for your time.
I appreciate it, Mark.
It was a busy week because I also caught up with IBM. And they are back to join us on the show once again, this time to discuss the finalists and winner of the 3rd annual Call for Code competition and what this means for the future of humanitarian response. Joining us on the line to chat is Chief Technology Officer for Call for Code, Daniel Crook. Welcome to the show, Daniel.
Hi, good morning. Thanks for having me.
So why don't we dive right in? What is Call for Code all about?
So Call for Code is an initiative we started in 2018, and the goal is to get technologists, software developers, app developers to create solutions to the world's greatest challenges. So we've been connecting with over 400,000 developers in 179 nations to create open source solutions to these problems.
Okay, so open source meaning that's not proprietary, it's open, and you're looking to solve some of the biggest challenges. And no doubt in 2020, we've had a few of them. So is there a particular theme for this year's competition? And what global issues are you hoping to solve?
Yeah, we were looking at climate change when we launched Call for Code in early 2020. That was the driving issue of our time, but we quickly realized that COVID-19 and the pandemic also represented a large challenge that developers could take on with technology. So we had a dual track this year, and we saw solutions come for water sustainability, energy sustainability, disaster resiliency, but also the social and business impacts of the pandemic.
Right. Yeah. And I would expect the latter to be a strong focus. All right. So with that in mind, Daniel, what types of solutions have been submitted this year and how does IBM bring them to life?
Yeah. So we recognized 5 finalists yesterday. Split between COVID-19 and climate change solutions. And each of the teams will get support from the Linux Foundation to bring their solutions, make sure that anybody can consume them, use them, as well as contribute to them. So we had 5 finalists. One of them, Agrily, was the winner. And they created a solution for helping bring information to farmers about the impacts of climate change on the environment and what they can do to make better decisions about the crops they plant, and also connect them to resources to help them get funding and connect to other information. There was other great solutions for connecting folks to information about resources for supporting their small business, helping consumers understand the impact when they make purchasing decisions online, as well as how to manage social distancing in businesses of all sizes.
Okay, so Agrily won the top prize, which is great. It's AGROLLY, a free app designed to support and connect small farmers around the world. But again, especially in emerging countries where farms are suffering from reduced crop yields due to climate change and what they can do about it. And then a couple of the other finalists were Business Buddy, and that's a one-stop shop that delivers personalized and responsive updates to small businesses. Offship is a browser plugin that teaches consumers about the effects of online purchases and what they have on the environment. And then SafeQ, and that's a community-driven mobile app to replace physical lines with on-demand virtual lines, which again, that helps promote social distancing. And then finally, School Listed, created by a working mother of 3 to help families successfully manage schoolwork and information from teachers while they're learning remotely or virtually. You mentioned there was a foundation helping to execute this. What was the name of that again?
So the Call for Code Global Initiative is a partnership between David Clark Cause, IBM, the Linux Foundation, and the United Nations Human Rights Office.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. If our listeners are developers, and I'm sure a number of them are, or at least they have family members, how can they get involved going forward with Call for Code? Yeah,
all the information we have around the initiative is at callforcode.org. And there, developers can learn about the yearly competition as well as spot challenges that emerge to address pressing issues that come up. And it's not just developers that can get involved. It's organizations of any size, experts who can influence the types of challenges that developers should take on. And all that information is available at callforcode.org.
Okay, callforcode.org, and that is part of IBM, just to be clear?
Yes, that's the organization that connects together IBM with all of our partners.
Okay, callforcode.org. We've been chatting with Daniel Crook. Thank you so much for your time, and congratulations to Agrily for winning the top prize this year. Very exciting. Thanks again, Daniel.
Great, thanks for having me.
We'll be right back when we chat iPhone 12. Stick with us.
Follow Mark Saltzman on Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram. Listen to Check It Out whenever you want.
So for the next couple of minutes, I wanted to chat a little bit about Apple's new iPhone 12 family. I received a lot of emails and social media comments and questions and DMs about this, direct messages from listeners asking what I think. And I've also talked about it a little on TV this week. So I thought I'd share with you briefly my pros and cons, if you will, of these new devices, and a huge caveat that I have not seen them in person. I have not played around with any of the new iPhone 12s. So this is not a review. This is just my take on what looks promising and what is a bit disappointing about these new devices from the announcement Apple had, the big press event on Tuesday. All right, 4 new iPhone 12s. For prices, the iPhone 12 mini, which is the 5.4-inch device, starts at $699 and goes up from there. That's with the lowest amount of storage. The iPhone 12, the main phone, is a 6.1-inch smartphone starting at $799 for the lowest amount of storage and goes up from there. iPhone 12 Pro is $999 and then it goes all the way up to $1099, so just shy of $1,100 for the iPhone Pro Max, the larger 6.7-inch smartphone. So not cheap, especially with the year that we've seen. So here's what I liked and didn't like about these devices. Okay, so on the Pro side, I like that there's a variety. Again, there's 4 different ones to choose from with sizes ranging from 5.4 inches all the way up to 6.7 inches. I like the new design, actually, with the squared off edges and made with aluminum, and there's glass on the front and back. It's reminiscent of the iPhone 5. So I really like that. Plus, as you would expect, every year the new iPhones are lighter, thinner, faster, and more durable. They've got something now called Ceramic Shield, which is supposed to make the devices a little bit more rugged, which is always a good thing. And then finally, 5G. So all of these devices support 5th generation cellular networks, which truthfully aren't quite here yet. Yes, they're here, but you're probably not going to notice much of a difference in speed. And that's the real story, is much faster upload and download speeds, lower latency. So accessing content can feel like it's in near real time, which is pretty cool, and higher density. So more people packed into the same amount of space on 5G is going to be able to support that bandwidth better than previous generations like 4G or LTE. So that's all good. More about future-proofing your investment. Even the markets that have 5G right now and the carriers that support it, you're not noticing a huge difference off the bat. The promise is that down the road, 5G could be as fast as 100 times what we're used to today, which would be significant. So a lot of people are considering an iPhone 12 upgrade, which means they're future-proofing their investment. I get that. So I like the new design, I like the 5G, and I like the variety in devices. But here's what I don't like. No Touch ID. So we are having trouble logging into our iPhones with Face ID because we're wearing a mask. And this is something that Apple decided to fix with its iPad Air that's coming out this month. But with the iPhone 12, they did not announce Touch ID. So I predict similar problems. Not being able to log into your phone without having to pull down your mask, which isn't necessarily safe. Also, no charger in the box. So you probably heard that Apple has made a huge environmental commitment, which I applaud, but they're also saving money by not including that little brick that goes on the end of the charging cord. And Apple rightfully says you probably have a bunch of those little cubes already, in your drawer or what have you, so just use one of those. However, here's the problem. It was announced that the lightning cable that plugs into the iPhone that you will get with the new iPhone 12, on the other end is a USB-C connection. So that means you need one of the newer laptops or desktops that take USB-C. Not all of them do. Far more laptops still have USB-A, which is that larger one. And most don't have a little brick or little plug at the end that plugs into the wall that has USB-C. So you may have to buy something anyways. So it's one thing not having it included, but having to buy it separately is annoying if you don't have that already. So that's an issue. And then third, it's still pricey. Like, yes, you can get an iPhone SE $399. It was announced a few months ago. Instead of paying twice that, it's a tough year, and not everyone's going to want to or be able to afford an iPhone 12. So they may end up, trading in an old device or buying it with a 2-year plan with a carrier, so they don't have to pay it outright. But you end up paying more in the end if you do the math. So that's my take on the iPhone 12 for what it's worth. I generally like Apple products a lot. They're super easy to use. They're very graceful. Their operating system, I love their whole ecosystem with the App Store and iCloud and Apple Pay. But that's a look at the pros and cons of iPhone 12 for what it's worth. Just my 2 cents. Hey, thank you for tuning into Tech It Out, brought to you by ASUS, creating technology for today and tomorrow's smart life. ASUS, for those in search of incredible. Visit asus.com/US/radio for more info. That's asus.com/US/radio. I also want to call out and thank Slickdeals. We interviewed them in the first block of this program. Especially given the tough year we've had, why would shoppers pay more than they need to? It's a thing of the past thanks to Slickdeals, the largest social platform for shopping. And now, the Slickdeals browser extension for Chrome, Edge, and Firefox. Get early access to Slickdeals' best of web deals as vetted and voted on by its community of millions, along with discount codes, exclusive coupons, and deal alerts. And Enable the free Slickdeals browser extension today at slickdeals.net/radio. I'm wishing you all a great rest of your weekend. Have a safe and healthy week ahead, and I look forward to catching up with you next weekend on Tech It Out. Bye-bye for now.